Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Friday, which means it's time for another Nozz watches Hitsugi no Chaika. Oh boy, so in our last episode, we discovered, oh boy, there's more than one Chaika, and they've got entirely separate personality traits, but still only one each. I wonder what could have made that happen. And also she's got the weird scar on her neck that makes it look like she got beheaded, so that's fun. So when we left off, we were on a cliffhanger where the Chaikas met, and they were going to do some big prisoner exchange thingamabob, but Gillette's probably gonna go fuck it up. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not really much else to say about that. It's just a really interesting thing where, I mean, my idea is that, like, whatever we saw in the first episode, like, this Eldritch Cthulhu beast was... It just separated Chaika into, like, multiple color-coded versions of herself and said, okay, go find the thingamajigs. Go do the thing, and just left a bunch of extremely emotionally stunted girls to go out and lug coffins around. Oh boy, but I guess let's see what happens, to see if maybe the Chaikas can be friends now. I don't know. Maybe, we get two Chaikas walking around. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Like, that would be pretty neat though, Like, they go around and they meet all the different Chaikas, and they become friends. They hang out like a unit, or maybe they merge into one, and then Chaika gets new abilities from that. I mean, because right now she's a sniper. She's not really useful if she doesn't have a vantage point. Even though she does try to use her sniper rifle in close range like an absolute idiot. The other Chaika's got like that cool whip sword. So if Chaika could have both, right? Like she has the rifle, but when she needs it, it turns into the whip sword. That'd be pretty hype. And also the merging could make it so that maybe she's a more well-rounded character, I guess. Because this whole well-meaning naivete shit, it's adorable, but I mean it seems to be the only thing she's got going for her. But this other Chaika is extremely angry. I don't know. I feel like maybe it really does feel like they're each just shards of a single person, like different pieces of Chaika that have been just separated off into singular beings. Like our Chaika is very innocent, and all she wants to do is get her dad's body together to give him a proper burial. The other Chaika is just pissed off all the time and wants to get all the body parts together so she can nuke the planet. It feels like maybe there's some in between there. These guys are much nicer than you. Okay, and what's that rope gonna do? Oh, he fucking strapped a bomb to her! What the fuck? Wow, really does feel like we're hanging out with the bad guys right now. Jesus! What the fuck? Those guys got a markswoman to just kind of keep an eye on shit. They're like, nah, we strapped her up like a fucking jihadi. Jesus. Oh no, Angry Chaika is a tsundere. Oh shit. I don't know which Chaika's outfit I like more. Quick, pull the rope! Obviously, they summoned birds! Wait, so... The cockatrices put targets in front of the people they're gonna shoot at? That seems like a really dumb way to do that. Oh god, they've got the goddamn druid going. Oh my god, he's got cute little fangs! Oh, that cat boy's fucking adorable. He's a good boy right there. Oh, I mean, at least... I mean, at least he's protecting the red Chaika. See, how is that... How is that, like, sniper rifle not, like, the easiest thing to... Not the easiest thing to notice. Like... I mean, that big magical glyph seems extremely obvious. Like, a muzzle flash is already pretty obvious, but, like, that's just like, hey, right over here, dum-dums! Now, let's see if Angry Chaika ruins it. Well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign from Angry Chaika. Seriously, man, like, that whip sword makes no fucking sense. Oh god, I think Scalagrim did a video on why whip swords are fucking stupid. But it's like, and no shade on Scal, because I love Scal. He's great. If I was doing like a historical channel or historical weapons channel, like I'd probably like try and get in with that boy real quick. Be like, hey man, there's some stuff I don't know about weapons. You wanna step in here for a minute? Oh hey, there she is. She's back. But like yeah, he did a video and it's all very common sense. It has a very long weapon with lots of different blades. It's gonna get stuck on shit. It's gonna... Like when it's in blade form, it's got tons of weak points. Like, you can't stab with it because it'll collapse. I mean, you'd have to essentially make the rope extremely tight. But then, that's so much stress on the metal that it might just collapse under its own weight if there's enough metal stress. Like, all very common sense things as to why a whip sword wouldn't work. Really, she just... Everything she does is just like, yeah, no, I wanna stab you to death. I'll help you out if you let me stab you to death later. Yeah, why is the dragon called the Dragoon? That's kinda silly. It's a dragon. The Dragoon would be the guy who rides the dragon. Or punts the dragon, depending on where you're coming from. Oh no, they killed your big super chicken birds. Oh no. Yeah, Catboy gets it. And he named all of his children Chaika, so he wouldn't forget the name. Uh, he named them all the same. Just like, oh, I'm really bad at names. Chaika! They all show up. It's like, oh yeah, no, I wanted the purple one. Man, like that. Why do all the buildings look like penises? I mean, I get it. Like this sort of time. This sort of time frame. Yeah, no, like there was a lot of penis shaped imagery in architecture and armor, but like that's just kind of ridiculous. Fossilized magic fuel? What are they, burning magic dinosaurs or something? Floating fortresses? Like, we talking boats or airships? Also, like, look at that guy's about to fucking fall asleep. Look at that boy. The fucking king is asleep. Like, can we go back to the fucking flying fortresses? I would like to know more about that, thank you. Wow. It's almost as if the world was better off with the evil emperor in charge. Oh my god, they're just gonna be like, nah, just leave the Chaikas alone. Ignore it. Also, if the climate organization isn't it, are they not privately owned? If they're sitting at the council, aren't they privately owned by the councilman? Who in the fuck? Why do they get the? Why do they have to? Why do they get to decide what they do? So this realm of peace is just as authoritarian and anti-individual as the fucking evil empire then, huh? Wow, it's almost as if nothing fucking changed! Oh my god. Seriously, man, like... The more I learn about how the world is set up, the more I'm wondering if, like, it's intentional or not. That, like, the post-war government is maybe even more fucked than what came before it. Because the only thing, like, we've heard bad, like, we've heard that's wrong with, like, the old evil empire, was, oh, he was evil and crazy, bleh. But, like, we've never actually heard any evidence or, like, what he's actually done. Like, did he fucking, like, murder a puppy orphanage or something? Like, all I'm seeing here is corruption on a fucking massive scale. Once again, like, his characterization is just, I want to go fight things! Fight things big! Do big murder! Frederick is gonna snitch. Gonna snitch! Gonna open up that big... gonna open up that big conflict that doesn't need to be. Where a character with no characterization is going to ponder betraying her. Oh boy. And Frederick is gonna make it worse. She's got a big hammer. What do you think she needs? Oh boy. Yep. So, like, are we gonna get a team up? Are the parties gonna merge? Please say yes, because it seems like Red Chaika had the better party out of the two of them. She's a cat. She's always listening. So why can't the Chaikas just work together? They want basically the same thing, right? you're taking both Chaikas to the center of a fucking big city. I mean, I highly doubt Gillette's gonna shoot up a town square, but... Oh my god, I feel like maybe, like, that's just asking for trouble. God, white Chaika's too pure. Can we just, like, switch them off? Like, you know, can we just, keep white Chaika with those guys and just, you know, get rid of Toru and Akari, for fuck's sake? Well, if only you had found him first, Red Chaika. Let me guess, he wants to fight her, right? Oh no, he has to Mamoru his Nakamas. I have to stick with the one that's defenseless so I can fight more. Oh boy. It's almost as if his characterization is fucking nothing. David! God, they're fucking... Like, they could just sword fight with their fucking eyebrows. Jesus. Like, why don't they just team up? Like, why don't they just team up? They want basically the same thing, and White Chaika's been doing a better job of it so far. Toru, kind of a dick. Is she gonna just fucking pop Chaika like a watermelon? Like, Christ. Like, say, okay, what's going on? Fucking Jesus. Oh, and just firing off a flashbang in the middle of the city, yeah. How the fuck has nobody noticed any of this shit? Like, Jesus Christ. Well, at least someone noticed it, but... So someone was just gonna blow Chaika's head off. Like, was that part of the plan, or was she like lone wolfing that? Like, I mean, like, we really don't know much about her as a character. Like, everything we've really, well, while we've been hanging out with Red Chaika's party, it's been David has been the most, like, screen time. She's gonna keep running off in cat form. How the fuck does she keep finding them? Oh, her little butterfly. Oh, yeah. So, like, why does she got the butterflies? Is it because, like, she's the original? Is that what it is? Is it because she's the protagonist one? She's the protagonist, so she's the original one, so she gets the butterflies? All the other Chaikas just get into her? All you gotta do is just eat the other Chaikas. Just open your mouth like a snake. Um. gain their memories and their delicious courage by eating their hearts. Ugh. They still want the coffin, don't they? Shoot that motherfucker! Like, so why not just team up? The Chaikas are fucking dummy powerful and they want the same thing. Like, this is really dumb. The Chaikas want the remains of their dad. Figure that shit out first, get all the pieces, and then figure out what you're gonna do with them. Like, seriously, like, the Chaikas are so fucking powerful if you have they're a force multiplier. Like, for real, like, Chaikas are a force multiplier. Just keep them. Just keep them both, and then afterwards, then you sit the Chaikas down and be like, right, what do we each want? I want to give Dad a burial. All right, I want to nuke the planet. I want to open a brothel. Kind of weird, Rainbow Chaika, but all right, we'll consider it. Like, like you know, like you'd think there'd be like, ugh. Like you'd think, just like it's just a matter of just sit down and fucking talk. Ugh. You got and also they might get remains. So like you've got to be first to every remain site. I wonder if the other Chaika knows that the heroes have them. Like, is this gonna just end up with like the Chaikas absorbing each other? Is that what's gonna be? Like, is the end of this gonna be like they get all the corpse pieces, they meet the other Chaikas, all the Chaikas merge into one super Chaika? She can all of a sudden speak perfect English and stops having the Dane ramage. Ugh. Alright, well. I still like this show, but like, in spite of its characters. Like, it's really weird that the antagonists are much more well characterized and interesting than our protagonists. That's really weird, and I don't think I like that. Like, I was honestly hoping that by the end of this, the Chaikas would team up. Or, like, maybe we'd learn that if the Chaikas, like, touched, they'd start, like, pulling into each other or some shit like that, you know? I don't know, man. Like, it just... There's a lot of stuff that I'm just, like, thinking about it. I'm like, oh, well, that would have made more sense from a narrative and logical point of view. But they just don't do it. And I don't know whether it's a weakness of the storytelling or if they're trying to lead up to something that's going to make even more sense. Because it's like, you got two characters that want more or less the same thing, it's just the end result that's going to be different. Like, the intelligent thing to do would be to team up. And apparently Chaika's hanging out with Gillette. I don't know about that one, Chief. Yeah, you got multiple antagonist groups. Like, even if it would, and like Red Chaika seems like she's got a thing for Toru, because for some reason, I don't know. Um, and David's not like a bad guy. He's just trying to protect the Chaikas, like red or white. He just wants them to be safe. I mean, like I feel like maybe like if Red Chaika was going to murder White Chaika, like he'd probably be like a little bit like, hang on a minute, that's fucked. Please no, like let's not kill Red Chaika. But then again, he might also just be like Toru is like, well, I don't really want to, but I'm being paid to do it, and I can't betray my oath or whatever. So I mean, sucks, but all right. Um, like at the very least, like I would want to hang out with the Red Chaika group more, just because while the Red Chaika is a little bit less interesting than White Chaika, her party members are more interesting. Like, Frederica, like, she barely fucking shows up. She only shows up when she wants to, otherwise she's just off, I don't know, fucking in a corner. But Akari and Toru are really lame, dude. They're, like, extremely lame, and it's like... boy, like, I wanna see more shit with Gillette's boys. I wanna see more shit with Red Chaika, but they're in the antagonist role, so we only get snippets of them. And that's really unfortunate. It seems like Gillette's maybe going to have a much bigger, like, place in the next episode at the very least, and it seems like he and Chaika were getting along, or at least he tricked Chaika into getting along with him, I guess. Because, I mean, she seems to be just fine on his horse. She's not bound or anything, so... yeah, I mean... Yeah, I like this show. I like this whole, like, dynamic with them trying to get the prisoner exchange, like, learning about the other Chaikas. Kind of weird that they could just walk into the middle of town and, like, nothing happened, despite the fact that, like, Gillette's boys are supposed to be in that town looking for Chaika, and yet you got two of them in the town square shooting off fucking flashbangs. But, okay. Understandable. Okay. Alright then. And still, like, I'm curious as to whether or not they're trying to say that maybe they shouldn't have overthrown the Emperor, because, yeah, no, this Council of Six Nations is really fucking bad. Like, they seem to be incredibly bureaucratic, corrupt, and, like, a private organization. What was it? What was the name? Gillette's Boys. I don't fucking know. Like, I've already forgotten what the organization name is. They seem to be a private organization that's big enough that they've got a seat on the council, and yet the other members of the council are able to dictate what they do. Like, it really does seem like they've gone from one authoritarian state to another one. Difference being, though, this is an authoritarian state that has 7 people at its head, and one is asleep at the wheel, quite literally, and the other ones are focused on self-interest. So, I mean, at least, like, if you have a, like... like, there's this idea in media, and I don't know if Japan has it, because honestly, I don't really pay attention to it that much. But there's an idea in Western media, at the very least, that authoritarianism equals bad, and democracy is always good. If someone is a dictator, or an emperor or a king, they are by default evil, and that the natural state of humanity is democracy, and that if an authoritarian state exists, then democracy will surely follow, because the people will just want to seek democracy and they'll want to, like, overthrow things. But that doesn't really happen. Democracy is a rather new concept. Even in Greece, it wasn't really democracy. It was more just like, hey, are you over a certain age and own land and are born in Athens? Okay, now you can vote. Like, and you got to own a certain amount of land too. It's that's not really democracy. That's just like the ruling elite just determining what things are in a council. The Roman Republic, I mean, it was a republic. I really wouldn't call the Roman Republic a democracy. I honestly wouldn't call republics democracy in general, but there you go. But yeah, it's like mostly throughout history, you've just had a singular strong ruler ruling over people, and sometimes they're dicks and sometimes they're not. And I'm trying to figure out, like, if this show is trying to kind of play into that and just go, like, oh man, the evil emperor was so evil. I'm so glad we have a council now. But, like, the council is just really fucking bad. So I'm wondering if at some point we're gonna get, like, a thing of the king, or the evil emperor, and he's just really reasonable. He just, like, some shit just went down and he had to crack down a little bit. Because, I mean, that's how a lot of really badly thought out revolutions go, honestly. I mean, the American Revolution, which I'm not saying was badly thought out, because, hey, you guys kind of sort of made it work, was the 7 Years' War was happening. France opened up a front in the colonies, and the colonies couldn't take care of it themselves. So England sent over troops, which drained a lot of money that was being set aside to fight the war in Europe. They knock out the French, and all of a sudden, oh no, the budget is fucked up. So they start having the colonists pay taxes temporarily. Be like, hey, look, pay the taxes, pay off the war debt, and then you're good. The colonists went, fuck that, taxation is theft, Ray! And then the American Revolution happened, and now you pay taxes anyway. Congratulations, you played yourself. And it's, and you know, it's like, and a lot of revolutions are historically are done that way. It's like, something bad happens, people, I mean, the Russian Revolution is another one of those. Like, the Russian Revolution, World War I happens, Russia's not really ready for it because they only just barely entered the modern era. Yeah, shit tons of Russians die, and the Tsar kind of does some dumb shit and doesn't pull them out of the World War when they don't really have any stake in it. They're only doing it to try and get clout. So the first communist revolution happens, and the Duma is established, and they don't pull out of World War I. So then the other revolution happens, Lenin kills everyone, purges the rest, and creates the USSR and pulls them out of World War I. Yeah. Some really dumb decisions, like really short-sighted ones, made in reactionary measures to actions of the government that seem like they're tyrannical. But in reality, when you look at it from the bigger picture, like, no, it made sense. Like, yeah, like that's bad. That's, and I'm wondering if that's kind of what's going on here. It's like some bad shit happened, like where the emperor in Chaika had to cut down on some shit. These fucking Six Nations guys and these heroes went like, oh, that's evil, fuck you, emperor, guys, and knocked them all down and created this Council of Six Nations. But now the Council of Six Nations is just as corrupt. Now the corruption just spread out over 6 countries instead of 1. Like, I'm wondering if that's what the twist is going to be. Like, that's kind of just been building up in my head. Like, because that would be a good take. Like I said, it really does bug me in Western media where it's like, no, singular rulers are evil. Yeah, democracy is the natural standard. Like, when it's not. I mean, England was a singular monarchy for centuries before we even made up a parliament. And even then, like, we're still kind of an authoritarian state a little bit. Like you've got the Queen who can disband Parliament. That's basically her only power. But, like, if you think about it, when you vote a party in, that party can do whatever the fuck they want. Like, like in America, at least, when you have, like, shit going around, it's like you've got propositions and shit, right? It's like, do you want to legalize medicinal cocaine? Proposition 384. Like, you can go and you can vote on that in polling booths, like, and that's, like, state-level stuff. Of course, like, federal-level stuff is handled at the republic level, but that's a republic, not a proper democracy. But in England, it's like, you don't even really get that, at least as far as I remember. It has been a while since I've been in England, and even longer since I voted. But yeah, it's like you vote in, like, the whatever party you want, like Tories, the Greens, fucking, I don't know, fucking UKIP, Brexit Party, whoever the fuck you voted for. And then everything from then on is determined in-house. They pick the Prime Minister, they pick what they're going to talk about, they pick what's going to be proposed as bills and what's going to get voted on. And yeah, it's kind of completely out of the hands of the demos right there. I mean, I'd call that pretty authoritarian, like, if only tacitly. And it's a really interesting thought there, just like the idea that they've replaced this evil emperor with something that's even worse. Sorry, I kind of went on a ramble there, didn't I? Shit, sorry. But yeah, like, as far as, like, Chaika goes, though, I still really like Chaika. I like Red Chaika. I like Red Chaika's group. And I really like Gillette's guys. Gillette's guys are fucking way more interesting than fucking, like, Chaika's group. It really bugs me. I like the druid and the catboy though. They're good. I like them. They have a cool little dynamic. Frederica's cool. I kind of wish she was around more, but I guess she's kind of broken OP. But whatever. Whatever, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really all I have to say. I kind of just scooted off into talking about bullshit history stuff, didn't I? Whoops. Sorry. Oh no, it's not Yujo Senki. I did the history by accident. Oh no. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this down there in the comments. Whether you like this episode, like this show, whether you dislike it, if you got some agreements and disagreements. And yeah, I don't know. Just let me know what you think down there in the comments. As always, everybody, I am Nozz. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, share, social media, tell your friends. And if you want, you can always support me on Patreon, which is linked down there in the description and on the end card for some of my other videos. And if you do become a patron, get a special patrons-only Discord channel on my open Discord server that anyone can join. But in the patron channel, you can recommend things to be less played, less watched, live streamed, whatever. And we also have our patrons-only movie night that we do once a month, usually in the second week of every month. And we just hang out in whatever screen sharing software is replacing Rabbit. And we, hang out, watch some movies, play some video games, watch some animes. Just kind of have a good old, grand old time. Oh boy. Anyway, so I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today. And I'll see you a